you for that lovely intro, JJ. And as JJ's set up quite well for you there, digital advertisers are evolving their data practices in response to increased privacy regulations, signal deprecation, and the emerging AI technologies. And our wonderful Data Council has put together this industry survey to help them prioritise industry education and their activities and understand these data practices a little bit more. So the survey that they've conducted was on both buy and sell sides. So we have advertising decision makers in agencies, advertisers, and media owners. We did conduct a similar survey last year, and the importance of data for digital advertising has again been reiterated. So we had 92% of our decision makers surveyed who said that the usage of data was critical or very important for their commercial success in digital advertising and to drive business growth. And you can see here on this chart the range of data signals that are considered important to inform targeting and creative in digital advertising. So first-party data is at the top of that list. 61% of people said that was critical for them. And geographic and location data not far behind there. And those two data signals continue to be the most important year on year. Ad and website behaviour signals also, coming up at that on top of that list, with transaction data actually increasing quite significantly year on year. So there are a range of business capabilities that can support our data practices and the opportunities and challenges. 9 out of 10 respondents said that they were at least somewhat confident that they had the capabilities for contextual targeting opportunities. And that confidence has just been boosted, again this year. Most are saying that they are at least somewhat confident in having direct customer relationships and having those identity solutions as well. The lower confidence areas are around AI knowledge and solutions, along with talent and resourcing and that expertise in privacy legislation. So our survey also found there was moderate understanding of the Tranche 1 Australian privacy reforms. So 44% of respondents gave themselves a score of 6 out of 10 for their understanding of that piece. One of the key themes that have come out of the IAB's talent review report this year was the trend for organisations in digital advertising and tech to be upskilling for this changing market. So they are prioritising training in areas including AI and privacy regulation. So having that clear focus around building adaptable and future-ready teams. So 67% said that they were at least somewhat prepared for privacy law changes. And these are some of the common activities that companies are sort of undertaking to manage these changes. And the most common there is increasing the emphasis on first-party data, and then increasing the use of AI or machine learning solutions. So survey respondents from across the industry see that privacy legislation is impacting some of the key aspects of advertiser media plans. So they see those impacts on audience data mix being used, the measurement approaches being used, and also personalisation tactics. So in terms of the tools that we're adopting and the partnerships to manage these changes, contextual targeting, data clean rooms and DMPs are the most adopted tech that are already implemented to manage these changes. And the implementation, particularly of data clean rooms, has increased significantly year on year. It's in the area of AI, machine learning and data modelling, particularly in that area of measurement, where we're seeing the highest levels of experimentation at the moment. So overall, a pragmatic industry you can see here who's adopting or adapting to both the opportunity and the obligation around data, where data maturity is growing across the industry. And AI is definitely part of that shift. So there are many use cases for AI in transforming media campaign planning, activation and measurement. A good resource, the IAB US State of Data report that was released earlier this year, has a very good outline of the breadth of use cases that are possible. So although AI has been a part of our industry for many years, it is definitely still in that emerging state. So according to the IAB in the US, there were 30% of agencies, brands and publishers there who have fully integrated an operational AI, whereas that's 9% in the Australian market. So most of us are still in that exploratory or testing phase. And that's taking the form, our talent review report says that exploration is really happening through things like working groups, AI champions, dedicated projects, vendor briefings, and actively monitoring what's going on in the global market. So currently most respondents are using those easy to access general purpose AI tools such as ChatGPT, or they're using the AI features within those platforms that they're already using. So in Australia, our most common use case that's being explored is in that area of identifying or segmenting audiences, followed there by looking at ways to optimise campaigns across channels. And those two are definitely the top use cases amongst US agencies as well. Most respondents agreed that so far AI is delivering on efficiency expectations for them, so those time and resource savings, but lower agreement on whether it's delivering reliability and effectiveness for them yet. So there are a range of concerns and challenges with AI adoption that need to be addressed and managed, and data security is of course at the top of that list. And that's compounded by high levels of concern around accuracy and transparency, around lack of industry standards, and around lack of knowledge. In the US market, where advertisers and media owners are a little bit further down the track of adoption, that challenge in the complexity of setup and maintenance is now equal to that of the data security side. So the industry definitely recognises the need for standards to help us mitigate these risks. So most respondents here are saying that AI, data privacy and protection protocols would be valuable for the industry. So generally, as that shift in emphasis from experimentation through to some thoughtful integration, there is strong awareness across the industry that we need to understand both the benefits and responsibilities of AI. That focus really needs to stay on building the data environment that is transparent and safe and secure. We need to collaborate on these industry standards, and training our teams on best practice is really essential as well. So that's a few highlights today. You can take the full report from the IAB website at your leisure.